What is up, everybody? Josh here again, and today we have an Icarus Week 52 update. This week they've added Fortifications, 2 new open world missions, a new mission, and some exciting news about data decentralization. Let's get into it, shall we? So, Icarus Week 52, Open World Number 3, Icarus Week 52 Update. 2 new Open World mission types and fortifications. Build and drone Open World mission types are added, and new wooden fortifications, and the new augmentation mission. This week they're introducing 2 new Open World mission types, new fortifications deploy, and new mission. Build and drone Open World missions types have been added, and a range of bugs have been fixed to improve the other available missions. Wood fortifications now give you a true defense system to protect your base or assets in missions or open world, removing the need for makeshift solutions that players have used before. And finally, a mission to tasking you to perform research on enhancing tonics and their effectiveness has been added, with your briefing below. They also have exciting news next week. They are celebrating their 1-year anniversary and 52 straight weeks of updates. This is something that they're incredibly proud of and can't wait to celebrate with you guys. So there's 2 new open world quest types that are in the game. You have build, where you have to build a watchtower and place a beacon on it, and drone, where players have a limited time to find and upload data from a crashed drone. The drone will attract nearby creatures, so be prepared to defend it. Also, open world quests now take into account the biomes that they are in, so we now have the different variations. They increased the variety of animals in the hunt, cache, and scan missions, and fixed rewards that were scaling on prospect difficulty and not mission difficulty. So we have the new wooden fortifications. In the planetary tech tree, fortifications help defend an area and defeat a horde, whatever you prefer to do. They say it'll be a welcome asset and necessary blueprint. I agree. The new pieces are walls, an interactive gate, ramps, and walkways, and also have spikes that can be attached to the wall. Fortifications have substantially more HP points than walls or floors, roughly 5 times their wooden counterparts. They snap together to one another, similar to building pieces, which makes it easy to shore up any potential gaps in your design that enemies could sneak through. And this week we have a new mission, which is available to be played this week, tasking you to perform research on enhancing tonics and their effectiveness. Tonics were introduced as a result of their pace revamp last week, and your briefing is as follows. And Jake, the project lead, says that shortly after they push this patch live, they will be pushing the data decentralization patch into EB, or experimental branch. In preparation for it to go live, everyone is free to jump in and give it a go, with the freedom to revert back to the live build at any time, and they hope to push data decentralization next week, guys, with our dedicated servers beta. Jump into their Discord and post an experimental branch channel for any bugs or feedback. So before we go through the changelog this week, we're going to go ahead and show you guys real quick some of the new additions to the game. So the first thing we're going to show you is where the new items are located in Tier 2. Towards the end, where interior wood is, you'll see 4 new additions, which is the wood gate fortification, requires 40 wood, 6 metal ingots, and 4 rope. The wood wall fortification, which is 50 wood, iron nails, and rope. Wood spikes fortification, which goes on the walls, which is 80 wood and 6 rope. And the wood walkway fortification, which is 20 wood and iron nails. The gate fortification can be placed down, rotated, and open with E. And if you hold R, there is no variation for the wood gate. The wood wall variation is just a regular wood wall, which you can place walkways and spikes on. And you have 2 options. You have wall and window. Window will give you a very small window to look through and shoot through. Like so. The spikes can be placed on the wood fortification, like so, and will damage you if you hit them. They could also be repaired just like anything else. And we also have the wood fortification ramps, and that is a walkway. There's 3 different options with the wood walkway fortification. You have side ramp, front ramp, and walkway. And these ramps will place all the way down to the bottom, giving you the ability to shoot and kill stuff outside. There we go. As you see, we did a sneak attack on top of our walls. Pretty neat, eh? You can also place a side rampway, which will place it on the end of your walkway here. Pretty neat additions, I think. In all honesty, I think they're very, very neat additions to the game. And I will be personally using this on my outposts or my open worlds. As mentioned before, you can snap pieces together, and then when you go to place it, you could swing it. Looks like it's letting me swing it all the way back, but you can swing it to the point where you have to be close enough to place it. If you're too far away, you get the red marker. But you could swing it any direction you want, and it'll place like so, which is actually very well for outside walls. Some games are pretty bad with outside walls. So kudos to that. That is really nice. And also, just to let you know, you cannot place the walkways on the outside of the walls. The outside is determined by not having the support bars or support beams behind it. As you see, this one has like 3 support beams and can only be snapped to the inside. Everything snaps together and works quite well. So if you want to do 2 levels kind of like so, you can. Just kind of play with it. Everything does snap, so it's not too awful bad. So unfortunately, guys, we weren't able to actually get the open world missions to pop up. I'm sure they're there, but just for the sake of time that we're kind of late on this video already, I'm going to go ahead and move over to the new mission. So the new mission is on sticks this week, and it is located in the bottom left corner below our favorite mission, and it's called Augmentation Extermination. With this mission, looks like you just got to create a bunch of medical items and poison resists whatnot. On medium, it gives you 300 Ren and 75 exotics. Hard gives you 450 Ren and 113 exotics. And hard hardcore gives you 600 Ren and 150 exotics. So we got the change log for this week. Under the new content this week, they add a lot of the information about the new walkways and fortifications. So they also made some changes to mounts this week, guys. The Buffalo mount got a movement speed increase from 130 to 140, and all mounts now have a 30% physical damage resistance added to them. They also reduced the food and water consumption by 50% and increased stamina regeneration by 15%. So some good changes in the mounts. Probably a little easier to actually keep them and feed them now, but we'll see. As we showed you earlier, they have spike damage to the wood fortifications. Be careful. It does only give you half the damage to players in comparison to the basic hedgehog trap. And as we mentioned before, the new drone dynamic quest. I didn't actually get to do the drone, unfortunately, but we'll try to do it on stream tonight. Adding very annoying drone alarm sound asset. And in the fix section this week, they did finally fix the food buff issues on reload, sterilize stomach contents as well as modifiers, and sterilize both initial buff duration and current buff time left. So thank God for that. They finally fixed the Snow Wolves not having the correct name. And in the new content this week, mentioning the clay brick and sledgehammer again, talk about a tunnel for the mega tree cave that we mentioned last week. We have an ash and ember storm prototype, VFX. So new storms, geothermal and sulfur pulls steam, bubbling and geyser effects, and a new cypress seedling to the swamp. They added an exotic cleaner asset to the project and added additional brick tier assets. This is going to be Dee's favorite thing. Some fixes and further implementation for the spider includes all base setup and first pass attacks for the main spider variant. Needs projectile added to the web attack and corpse state, as well as nest spawning for the in-game implementation. Spiders and Icarus. And that's all I see, guys. We are running a bit late, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up this week. If you noticed anything that we didn't mention that's quite important, post in the comments down below. So, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget, if you like what you see, to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Stream, of course, will be late this evening because we had to do a complete wipe and reinstall after our new motherboard just passed away. But that's okay. Hopefully, we'll see you next time. Peace.